أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن سيدنا محمد عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أنصار سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. أما بعد, we give thanks to Almighty Allah. We praise Him. May the peace and the blessing of Almighty Allah upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companion and his household to the day of judgment, inshallah. My brothers and sisters in Islam, Almighty Allah always remind me and you in every single Friday saying, "O you who believe, be cautious of your Lord, fear Almighty Allah wherever you are." Then Almighty Allah says, "Furthermore, and do not return to me except you die in state of Islam." My brothers and sisters in Islam, inshallah, today's khutbah is about the warning of Almighty Allah regarding the shaitan towards us. Almighty Allah mentioned in various places in the Quran al-Azim that we should be awareness of trick of shaitan, because shaitan always want to divert you from the way, from this religion. This is the work of shaitan. Then Almighty Allah mentioned this to the extent that Almighty Allah said, in fact, take shaitan as your enemy. Imagine, Almighty Allah is giving us the advice that Bani Adam, all of you, take shaitan as your enemy. It's clear. Almighty Allah mentioned that in Al-Quran Al-Azim. When Almighty Allah says, "Alam aadi ilaykum ya bani Adam an la ta'budu shaitan innahu lakum aduwwum mubin." Another place, Almighty Allah says, "Inna shaitan lakum aduwwun fattakhisuhu aduwwa." So imagine if Allah can say this to us, that Ya Rasulullah, the message of Almighty Allah, let your ummah aware about the trick of the shaitan. In fact, this Almighty Allah made this known to many of the past prophets, even before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If we can look into Surah Ali Imran, Almighty Allah inspired Anna, the mother of Maryam, about this topic. That's the reason why Almighty Allah is telling us that immediately when the Anna had Maryam, the mother of Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, she said, "Oh Allah, inni uizzu abika وَذُرِّيَّتَهُ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ. And he say, oh Allah, I commend her, mean that Maryam, and her offspring to come under your protection. From what? From the evil, the rejected. So, mean that they are already aware about the shaitan. Because shaitan is following us wherever we are. Shaitan is following us wherever we are. In fact, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam let us know that the moment that we come into this dunya, then you see that we are always crying. Shaitan is tap us that I'm at war with you. So be careful. Imagine. So that's the reason why Almighty Allah made it clear that we need to be careful about Shaitan. Let's forget about those that Shaitan has already misled them. In many places, when you approach people that, do you know about your Almighty Allah? The answer will say, who is Allah? They don't even know about Almighty Allah. Okay. Have you come to this world for just your purpose, honors? They don't have any answer for that. Okay, you are in this life. You are in this world. Where are you heading to after this? They don't have answer. من أين يبتدئ ثم إلى أين ينتهي. They don't have answer for that. But Almighty Allah is giving us as a Muslim that answer so that we can know. Because once we know that, oh, a day will come that we approach Almighty Allah, we will know how to against Shaitan. When we know that, oh, one day we are accountable for our deed, we will know how to against Almighty Allah. So in that, I don't want to talk much about that. But I want to talk about we self that we have already in that particular religion, which is Islam. Because Shaitan is following us. So how are we going to avoid all of this? This topic, my brother and sister in Islam. Identify this. As a Muslim, real Muslim, whenever you are thinking that I'm more better or I'm more superior to your brother in Islam, watch out for yourself. Watch at back. Watch at back of yourself. Even though if you are born in this particular religion, my parents, even my forefather, we have been practicing this religion, don't proud. The only what you need to say that Alhamdulillah alladhi a'adana li'ada wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah. Because the moment that you say that I'm better of him in time of prayer, I'm better of him in time of good deed. No. وَلَا تُزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ هُوَ عَالَمْ بِمَنِ اتَّقَى. As we sit here at this moment, no one can say that I'm better him. Only Almighty Allah can identify that. As a Muslim. So if Shaitan plot that in our mind to say that, we have to be careful. So that our deed, so that all what we have done so far to Almighty Allah will not be eradicated before Him. My brother and sister in Islam, we need to know this. Because what Almighty Allah needs from us, our achievements, what we did so far, our achievement between us on Almighty Allah. How well is not how long, like I just mentioned before. How well, how did you transform in this particular religion between you and Almighty Allah? For instance, look at Khalid, the son of Walid, in the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Khalid lately joined Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to become a Muslim. Lately, and see Khalid how he transformed in Islam in the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu and after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Imagine. What of Abu Huraira radiallahu anhuma? Abu Huraira, look at the hadith that we are reading day by day. Abu Huraira took a lot from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Abu Huraira came lately to convert to Islam. And see his performance, see his achievements. This is what Almighty Allah needs from me and you. It doesn't matter how or when you join to this religion. Only what Almighty Allah needs from is taqwa Allah. And continue to worship Almighty Allah. And leave the rest for Almighty Allah. And don't say that I'm better. وَلَا تُزَكُّوا أَنفُسَكُمْ هُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِمَنِ اتَّقَى. Only Almighty Allah knows that. So we have to watch out for that because of the shaitan. And another thing that we have to look into, any little good deed, don't look it as insignificant. That is nothing. No, that's Satan. Don't worry about it. This one is small. No. You never know. Maybe that will lead you to Jannah. To see the mercy of Almighty Allah. Don't commonize anything. Anything that you know that is good, go for it. You never know, maybe that one will lead you to the Jannah. For instance, my brother and sister in Islam, to remove the harmful out of the road for someone. Because of that, my brother and sister in Islam, Allah can put you to Jannah, including your ibadah. Or give him one good advice. Maybe someone came to you in time of his family problem. Can you give me advice on that? And you look at him. You look anyhow in order to make him happy. Do this, do that. Good advice. Or in his life, I don't know how I'm running into problem from one to another. Can you advise me? He said, don't worry. I will try my best in order to help you out. And you do him a favor. Perhaps because of that, Allah can put you to Jannah. Don't look that it's small. It's not small before Almighty Allah. That's Allah. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Al-Muslim man sallima al-Muslimuna min lisanihi wa yadihi." Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, don't you know anyone who saves his brother from any hardship or anything? Almighty Allah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's the Muslim, real Muslim. He can claim that I'm a Muslim. From that, we can see Jannah, my brother and sister in Islam. This is what is Islam about. This is what we need to look into. There was a day, one of our brothers said to me, he said, me, that man said, me and some group, we went to see our brothers that their house, their property has flushed out with wind. And we went there to see them. Getting there, the first notice that we saw was that, please, we don't want any truck in this area. Mean that ice cream truck. We don't want any truck ice cream in this area because we don't have the money to buy ice cream for our children. Imagine. How we going to commonize them? This is how Shaitan comes to our mind that don't mind them. But try your best in order to help them out. Try. Because of that, Almighty Allah may put it in Jannah. This is Islam. Remember, at the beginning of my khutbah, Almighty Allah says, Inna shaytana lakum aduwwun fattakhizuhu aduwwa. That's one. Another, alam aad ilaykum ya bani Adam. Allah ta'abudu shaytan innahu lakum aduwwun mubin. From the beginning, like I mentioned previously, that the mother of Maryam said, pray to our daughter, Inni uhizuha bika wa zuriyata min ash-shaytan ar-rajim. This shaitan is still following us until die minutes. Imagine. How are we going to know this? Abdullah, the son of Imam Ahmad Ambali. You see, I was there when my dad was about to die in agony of death. Only what I heard him to say was that, La ba'd. I was wondering, mean that not yet, not yet. I was wondering, I say, perhaps maybe my dad doesn't want to die at this moment. Alhamdulillah, when my dad gave me little strength, I say, my dad, see what you are saying. He say, yes. He say, yes. What I saw Shaitan bite his finger, saying that I'm escaped from him. Imagine, I'm escaped from him. So that's why I mentioned this, that not at this moment until I'll die. If I die, then I will know that I'm escaped with him. Because in that moment, many people, you may say that, say La ilaha illallah, he will not be able to pronounce it. Did you know? Say La ilaha illallah. Instead, he will say any other things. Imagine. Until one died by Shahada. Now, all of his testification is more approved before Almighty Allah. Imagine, my brothers and sisters, how are we going to get no? So that's the reason why, my brothers and sisters, anything can block us from not to be saying this La ilaha illallah. We have to watch out. That's shaitan. That's why Almighty Allah says, move yourself out of shaitan. I'm giving you the warning because shaitan is following you. My brother and sister in Islam. That's why Almighty Allah mentioned this for Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Because on Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allah will say, Alam ahad ilaykum ya bani Adam. Did I not enjoin you that not to follow the step of shaitan or to worship the shaitan? I told you. And see how you find yourself. So therefore, my brother and sister in Islam, all of the work of shaitan, let's move away. Whatever Almighty Allah wants from us, let's go for it. May Almighty Allah guide us, inshallah. Alhamdulillah, 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 Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا واعرض عنا وعافينا يا رب العالمين. ربنا إن ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا فرض علينا الصبر وثبت أقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا اكشف عنا عذاب جهنم إن عذابها كان غراما. اللهم لك الحمد خلقتنا ورزقتنا وأديتنا وعلمتنا وأنقذتنا وفرجت عنا. ولك الحمد بالإسلام ولك الحمد بالقرآن ولك الحمد بالإيمان ولك الحمد بالآل والمال والمعافاة يا رب العالمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت ورحمت وباركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون وأقيموا الصلاة.